Alright, I'm probably a little bit behind on Inktober. However, I thought I might as well try to get the stuff done for today and yesterday. So the first one that I did was Toad, but I'm gonna show Drip instead for this video. So yeah, here is the Drip. It's essentially some SDFs kind of dripping and coming together, but let's get into the meat of it. So this is the material, not too complicated. It's kind of more of a mind meld than anything else. So this is the very first um material where I'm just essentially dropping a circle to a time that I like here. So I have kind of my own time easing curve here. I have the curve dip, and on the red channel we have one curve. On the green channel we have another, and on the blue channel we have a final curve. And that is what the curves are doing. So what I'm doing is I'm translating to move the animation up and down. I'm doing this. I'm applying a little bit of the green curve to make it kind of drip a little bit more. To scale it on the y-axis, so it's not a perfect circle. It is not like a teardrop, but it's getting closer to a teardrop. And then here's the SDF circle at size 0.1. And that's making that initial drop. Now what we're doing with that is we have this massive circle that's translated up 1.7. If I put this to 0, it's going to fill the whole screen. Because it's that size 2.5 circle. But it's a very big circle. Just imagine it's a big circle. And what I'm doing is I'm blending that with an SDF union. And that's what's going to make it look like it's blending together. And when you combine this with the noise, it kind of makes a fun little outline. We could put in a little smooth steps so you folks can see what this would look like without the distance field happening. 0.01. So that's getting that gooey, goopy drop from the smooth blending versus extract blending. If it were exact, not extract, exact, it would be the shapes perfectly together, like layering on top of each other. But the prompt was drip, and drip often I think about using sign distance fields because that's what sign distance fields are very good at, is blending together. So that creates that initial drop. And then I'm also having the blend amount combined together on the blue channel. So I'm telling it when to blend a little bit more. So on the blue channel, it says don't blend to 100% at one blend to ease off the don't blend. So it can kind of loop in a circle. The bottom part is the ripples down here and what I'm doing for those. So I said I wouldn't use so anymore, but we'll work on it. Here's the circle down kind of at a perspective like a basin. And I'm utilizing the wave function. And I'm doing some funky things with time. I have another curve here on the red channel. And I'm offsetting time a little bit than what I had initially. And I'm also doing a funky thing where I'm combining that with, so we have another union where we're going to combine the outline of this with this curve here, the blend of this polar coordinate. Now, to be fair, I don't quite remember what I was doing here, but it seemed to work out great. um, so that's kind of combining this stuff together. And what this mask is doing is this is kind of cutting it off so it doesn't go. Whoop, it doesn't do the entire UV coordinates. And you would see it here. Here's kind of like this crazy basin that it's doing. So if we didn't have that and we just blended these two, you'd see the interesting challenge I was facing where the basin would have the ripples go throughout the entire UV coordinate. It's not what I wanted. So I just took a linear gradient from the green channel, constant bias it to convert it into -1, and then it will distort, so it's going to be perfect ripples to like a wavy distortion. That's what this texture is doing here. So you can see when the drop hits, the actual lines for the ripples are perfect, and then when it doesn't, they hit again. So we'll put that in. Some more blending. I'm blending stuff perfectly. That kind of gets this basin. It looks like it's a basin of water or something. It doesn't quite act like water. Water wouldn't work like this, but something similar. And then what was this? This was just determining how much I'm blending. So I'm just blending. I want to blend the bottom and the top of these two together. So only blend the bottom with the top. And I think if I remove that on this, it gets rid of the more of the ripples up here. So if I think if I put in 0.5 here, yeah, it would have the ripples be a lot higher, which I didn't want. So this is masking it out a little bit more towards the middle of the UV coordinates. And the last section here is adding a circle on the outside so that the edges aren't as harsh. I didn't quite like the edges. Without this, you can see everything kind of goes straight to the edge. I wanted it to appear a little bit less masked. It made more sense in the composition. We'll see it without over here, but in the composition, when it's right at the corners here, the corners were distracting me in the composition when they were there. I'll save this so you folks could see. Yeah, the corners really distracting me on the composition aspect. Thus, the final, I had another circle here to just get rid of those distracting corners from the animation, so the corners aren't really distracting me in the same way. And that is the material breakdown for Drip. This one was fun. If I had more time and I wasn't trying to do all these all at once, I probably would want to do like Drip, also would then get the fonts, would also get some sort of ripples as it would happen and there'd be a reflection going on. There could have been more crazy things going on with this, but that was a lot more time than I had. So I hope you enjoy Inktober Day 7 Ink, and yeah, let me know what you think.